When we talk about major engineering projects, few can match the size and cost of the world's largest dam. Let me introduce you to the Three Gorges Dam in China, one of the largest engineering projects ever built. And as always, subscribe for your chance to get $1,000. It took almost 2 years and a lot of manpower to make it a reality. The Three Gorges Dam in the Chinese province of Hubei is the world's largest hydroelectric power station and produces clean, renewable energy. The dam's capacity is so great that the amount of water it holds slows the Earth's rotation. NASA scientists calculated that a single change in the amount of water stored in a dam would increase the length of a day on Earth by 0.06 microseconds. That's not enough for you to notice, but not many things on Earth can say that. It also makes the Earth a little rounder in the middle, which is called a bulging effect. The dam was built on the Yangtze, the longest river in Asia and almost as long as the Amazon. The dam is 180 meters high and 2.3 kilometers long. This gigantic project cost a whopping $32 billion to build. Today it supplies around 20 million people with energy. The construction of the dam created a huge artificial lake. This is a satellite map showing the area flooded by the reservoir. This feat of engineering is so unique that it is now an international tourist destination. So why was it built? Well, there are several reasons for this. The main reason for building the dam was to prevent further flooding downstream. That's a big deal because the Yangtze River was considered a wild river when it burst its banks. He left ruin behind. The construction of a dam was originally considered in 1919, but the Chinese Civil War and Cultural Revolution delayed it. In 1954, an estimated 33,000 people died in the Yangtze River flood. More flooding followed and something had to be done. In order to build a dam across the Yangtze River, China decided to go bigger, very large. About 28 million cubic meters of concrete were used in the construction. That's the equivalent of 11,200 Olympic-sized swimming pools. In other words, it's the equivalent of filling a bathtub with concrete for every Russian citizen. Construction began in 1994 and took 17 years and more than 40,000 workers to complete. But you can bet there will be some consequences for such a huge project. Upon its completion, the reservoir began to fill, but flooded more than 1,500 cities. This has been heavily criticized by locals and the international community. How does the government solve this problem? Well, over 1 million people had to move. There were many people who had to be relocated, and it remains a contentious issue to this day. But China argues that the long-term impact justifies the short-term inconvenience. The water flow can now be controlled, eliminating the possibility of flooding downstream. The dam now protects more than 15 million people by reducing the risk of flooding. Another important reason for building dams is to generate electricity. China's dream of becoming an industrial and manufacturing powerhouse cannot be realized without a large supply of sustainable energy. The desire for great power gave rise to the idea of building a dam, and the Three Gorges Dam made it possible. It provides renewable green energy that does not pollute the environment. It has helped China reduce carbon emissions, and even many Chinese provinces have electricity, be Shanghai. While the initial cost of building a dam is huge, eventually the dam will pay for itself and begin to generate profits. You must be wondering how this giant was built. Building something on one of the world's great rivers isn't easy. During construction, they first danced the shikyu to block part of the flow. They kept a small section open to keep the river flowing. When they built the first part of the dam, they took the next step and poured a lot of earth into the dry river bed. Then they built a concrete cofferdam on top of it. This allows them to work on the rest of the dam. After construction was complete, the cofferdam was removed to allow water to reach the turbines. Inside the dam are 32 huge turbines, each with an output of 700 megawatts. Millions of gallons of water flow through giant concrete pipes to these turbines every minute, generating electricity. In an emergency, they can divert excess water more than 100 meters downstream, protecting the system from damage. The dam was also built to improve navigation on the Yangtze River, as navigating the gorge is very dangerous. Therefore, 2 rows of locks, the largest in the world, were installed near the dam. The dam features stair locks and is designed to keep up with the highest levels of river traffic. Each stage consists of 5 stages and takes 4 hours to pass through the lock. Because the system works so well, it can now handle more than 150 cargo ships per day. With this, China can achieve its goal of increasing the transport capacity of inland waterways from 10 million tons to 100 million tons per year. In addition to the canal locks, they also attached smaller passenger ships. There is a boat lift. Yes, you heard that right, ship elevators. The elevator rises more than 100 meters and uses counterweights in the concrete walls to lift the boat. It takes about 40 minutes to reach the top of the mountain. The construction of the elevator started in October 2007 and was completed in 2016, when the project officially opened in 2006 and did not yet exist. But you have to admit, it's one of the coolest things ever. Three Gorges Dam engineers developed the design to reduce its impact on the environment. It now contains the dam's largest volume of water, storing about 40 billion cubic meters of water. That's enough to fill the bathtub of everyone on the planet, 25 times. Mother Nature wasn't always kind when trying to tame them. However, China believes that thanks to the modern materials and technologies it uses, it has reduced the risk of damage to the dam in an earthquake or other natural disaster. So what are the good and bad effects of the Three Gorges Dam? First, let me share the bad with you. First, millions of tons of sediment are trapped at the bottom of friggin' Shanghai province every year, which lies 1,000 miles away on a giant sedimentary plain. The role of sediments is to reinforce the layers on which the sea is built. So when there is less new sediment than in Shanghai, it becomes more fragile and nobody wants all of Shanghai to sink because of it. To solve this problem, engineers built huge floodgates in the dam. When the sluice gates open, flood water pushes sediment over the dam and transports it downstream to where it is most needed. There are also potential impacts on plants and wildlife. The area around the river has always been rich in biodiversity, but the dam is destroying the water and plant life by changing the way it flows downstream. Currently, half of these plant species are threatened with extinction, and the forest around the dam is decreasing every year. As the saying goes, there are dark clouds and China wants the long-term benefits to outweigh the short-term problems. So what's the damn good side? First of all, it provides a huge amount of energy that will power future generations in China. A major benefit of the dam is that it generates green electricity, which has helped China reduce coal use by nearly a percentage point and avoid millions of tons of greenhouse gas emissions. It also supplies water to nearby towns and agricultural areas. Speed up shipping along the canal, creating historical landmarks. No matter how you look at it, the Three Gorges Dam has a place in history. What do you think of the Three Gorges Dam? Do you think the long-term benefits in flood mitigation justify the environmental impact? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe to Luxury Life.